Hi again, everybody. So I recently gave my interview for at Blackberry for the build and release developer position, intern position, for the Waterloo location. So I'm here again to share my interview experience. So let's begin. So let me first start off by talking about the timeline of my application. So I submitted my application on April 29th and I got the interview invite on May 18th. So it took about 2.5 weeks for the whole process. And now let me talk a little bit about the job description. So the build and release developer is about SQL, Java. Those are the main programming languages used, and they're expecting uh, some experience in cloud as well. So AWS is their primary cloud provider. So that and you need to know how to create CI/CD pipelines. So because it's build and release developer, so that's the minimum requirement for the job description. So now let's start off with the interview questions. So BlackBerry conducts only one interview and then they'll end up giving the offer, for which they take about 2 to 3 weeks again. So the single round of interview will be both technical and managerial. It will be for a length of 45 minutes. And in my case, the panel consisted of two senior members who have been working at who have been working at BlackBerry, sorry, for over 8 years. So these were the questions that they asked me. So the first question is, introduce yourself. What work you did with Git, CI/CD, and pipeline creation. So I had to talk about my experiences with Git, CI/CD, and pipelines, and share some experience with some projects that you worked on with pipeline designing. So you can talk about your build stages and job scripts that run using different runners. So I spoke about that. Then then they asked me, what is the static keyword in Java, what is it used for, give an example where you can use it. And next question is, do you know REST APIs, give an example. Then do you know design patterns, give an example. So I explained about creational, behavioral, and structural design patterns and one example of each. And then next question is, so what frustrated you at work which lowered your productivity. So this is with respect to your previous work experience. So I had previous work experience, so they asked me this question. And then like it's like when you're working for a project in a team environment, so what frustrated you due to which your productivity got lowered. So you have to share an example of that, and you have to tell them that what frustrates you with regards to that. And then counter question to that is, what increased your productivity. And then do you know advanced SQL queries like join and advanced clauses and stored procedures. So they asked about that, I gave examples for such. And then next question was, are you more interested in working on smaller projects or larger projects. So the smaller projects include projects which take about 1.5 weeks to complete. It could be simple UI bug fixes, those tickets that come up to you, and large projects which span over 3 to 4 months. So you can give your answer based on that. And then talk about different Git commands. What are the Git best practices, and what are merge conflicts and how to resolve them. So that's the next question. Complete Git workflow. They asked me about that. And then what is test driven development? I explained that with an example. And last question is, do you like working alone or working with a team? So you can give your answer for that. So overall, it was a very good mix of technical and managerial questions. And technical again, completely based on Git. If you have experiences with all the Git push pull commit commands and taking care of merge conflicts, that and the managerial round is to assess how the individual is and how will that individual function in a team, in a group setting for that matter. And lastly, one more interesting thing that happened was, they asked me, how do I resolve Git merge conflicts. So there are two ways to do it. One is through the command line, or one is through a GUI and installed software. So I straight up told them that I use a GUI software. I don't do it through command line. And then I said that I know that as a software developer, it's considered more awesome if you can do it via the command line. And then the interviewers and I had a laugh about it, and they said that it's completely fine if you use command line or a GUI to take care of this. So a large organization like Blackberry doesn't want you to memorize commands and try it out on command line as well. You can actually do it on a GUI. So I found that also really interesting. So um, that's all was the interview experience. Thank you and have a great day.